On this episode of College Code, we're talking about nightlife at college with parties. Then, we find out that college dorms are not all they're cracked up to be. Also, we learn how to handle a love life with relationships. But first, we are discussing what college is actually for: academics. This is College Code.
No, your boss isn't going to come up to you and be like, oh, just real quick before we've done this, we've looked at your resume, you seem fine, but real quick, who was the war general in France in 17? It's never happened.
I don't need to know about Napoleon and how small he was.
So, academics, what we're actually here for. School.
Freshman, I'm here for the academics. I'm here to learn, put in time in the library. As a senior, I didn't even see the library.
No, you don't want to walk into class and hear, oh yeah, school. I want to hear, you're coming to school now! Hype, 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 hype! Let's do it! School, work, essays, hashtag, eat, sleep, study, repeat.
In high school, they try to intimidate you and they say, college is going to be so freaking hard, you better study your ass off. But honestly, I feel like college is way easier than high school.
First week, you go to class. You're like, I'm gonna get that 4.0, and then by week 12, you're like, I'll settle for a 3.5.
School's cool.
8 a.m.'s suck ass.
8 a.m. is like getting your tooth ripped out of your mouth, and the doctor is just laughing at you, saying you're a little punk, yo, suck it up, like you're a little wuss, you probably should have brushed your teeth harder.
You know, like when you get a paper cut, like right here, right in between here? Picture that pain. That is at 8 a.m. in college.
8 a.m.s are like the walk of shame for sober people going to class.
8 a.m. is like living in a room of chalkboards with nails going down them the entire time.
8 a.m.s are like wearing turtlenecks. They're lame and they're uncomfortable.
8 a.m.s are not fun. It's kind of weird because in high school you wake up at like 6 in the morning every day. But once you hit that plateau in college, you can't wake up for 8 a.m. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Me and my roommate, we have the same 8 a.m. class. We're in the same room for that class. We don't say a word until we're in class.
Maybe stick with classes that don't make you want to cry in the morning.
All-nighters are just for show. Everyone says, oh, I pulled an all-nighter. You did not pull an all-nighter. The all-nighter was not necessary. You literally had to write a one-page paper. I am guilty of this. Instead of writing the one-page paper, we will get everything situated. We will get our energy drinks. We will get our snacks. We will get our computer ready. We will Snapchat all-nighter. We will tweet, about to pull this all-nighter. We'll put a status. Oh my God, I gotta pull this all-nighter, but I gotta get it done. When in reality, all that time wasted about saying you were gonna do an all-nighter, you could have been doing the paper and been in bed by 1 o'clock.
I've never pulled an all-nighter because I really love sleep.
I don't think I've ever done an all-nighter, except when I was drunk. And it wasn't for homework.
The all-nighter is a true testament to how crappy you are of a student.
I am the teacher's pet. I always have been.
If you're trying to get close to their teacher, compliment them a little bit. Compliment their blazers, bring them a nice rock, make some stupid jokes that, they'll probably laugh at.
There's always just one. It's like they were appointed, like there's a committee, and they spread them out through every class. There's always one. There's never combating teachers' pets because one concedes, and that guy takes over. And then the other one just forms back into the group of people that matter.
This one girl I had in class was just opinion. When they're super opinionated, it's like, yo girl, calm down, shut up, like this class is not about you.
So I think that it's good to do it, but only to like an extent. Don't show up with an apple and shit like that.
Teacher's pet in high school, the worst. Teacher's pet in college, not too bad.
I don't care who you are, you gotta kiss some butt. I'm not telling you to go lick and eat the whole damn thing, eat it like a cupcake or whatever Nicki Minaj says.
Teacher has to like you, but don't be that dude in the background just like, yeah, Dr. Smith, you go. I love you. I love you.
I had an art class my sophomore year in college, and I knew nothing about art. But this guy was always telling jokes about art. He'd be like, oh yeah, but then Picasso said to Monet, I have no idea what he's talking about, but you know what I'm gonna do? He said Picasso, Monet, I'm gonna laugh so hard, so this professor goes, wow, he gets my joke. I like him, I like his style.
Well, the teacher's pet's gonna get the job, so watch yourself.
You're paying a ton of money to go on Facebook, where you can just go on Facebook at home for free.
Hell yeah, I use my phone in class. What do you think I'm here for, man? We're in the 21st century.
Like, of course, you need your laptop to take notes. JK, you need your laptop to go on Facebook and, like, distract yourself in the class.
You don't look like you're doing anything productive besides either being on your phone or diddling with yourself. So if you're not doing the diddling, which I doubt you're doing, you're on your phone, you're gonna get caught.
Girls specifically, and you know who you are, will just take their phones out and they'll do, still again, we still think the high school stuff works, where they'll just do the half like cheating under the desk. It'll be like at an angle, and they'll just be looking and then just do the smirk down like that.
Out. I do one of those things where it's like, and you absolutely know that I'm texting in class, but because my phone is not out, I will tell you that I was playing with my nail polish. I'll tell you that I was twirling my rings. I'll tell a teacher any type of excuse so they do not know that I was on the device.
I always got the weird kid in my group. You get a few that are willing to do the work, and then one guy is just a little bit off.
If someone falls through, you kind of have to like kick them a little bit and just be like, yo, do your freaking work.
Group projects are hell.
I hate group projects because I hate people.
I would date the girl in college that does all of my group projects. That's the girl I would date. If you do my homework, call me. 347-598-3148.
But Rate My Professor is like it's like a beauty pageant for teachers.
I live by Rate My Professor.
I actually usually choose a class and a professor first, and then I look on Rate My Professor and I'm like, oh no.
We give him the worst rating ever. He smells like shit. His class is like shit. Grades like shit.
On Rate My Professor, they like to have this thing, hot tamale, which apparently means the teacher is hot.
Professor.com. Put in their name, and if they have a freaking hot tamale, I'm picking them.
My rule is you study Monday to Friday, and then you have fun on the weekends.
Do you guys know what comes before Part B? Partay!
Now, partying in college is like a box of chocolates or a mixed bag of nuts. You don't know what you're gonna get when you walk into the party.
Man, college parties can either be really awesome or really, really lame. It's one or the other.
College parties, not like the movies, at all.
The minute you step onto that front lawn, you're entering a whole new atmosphere.
I think that a lot of people go into college thinking that a house party is something that's like on TV and in movies. You know, everyone gets laid, everyone gets drunk, there's keg stands everywhere.
At college parties, it's gross, it's disgusting, there's sweat, there's beer everywhere. Nobody wants that.
So you walk into a party, you have the music, you have the one awkward couple making out, you have the one lonely guy, you have a really hot girl that won't do anything.
When I go to a party, I kind of go in squad deep.
So when I'm going to a party, first things first, you gotta have a designated driver. Most important. Don't drive home drunk, because nobody wants to party one night with you and go to the funeral next week.
Nightlife at college is kind of what you make of it. If you want to be turning up every night, you can find a place to do that. And if you want to go to bed at 8 p.m. and watch Netflix all night, you can do that. Like, turn up in your own way.
There's the drunk at every party, there's the beer pong players at every party, and there's the DJ at every party.
You can be a drunk guy at the party, but don't be the drunk guy at the party.
The drunk at the party is a total clown, and you either love him or you hate him.
Drunk at the party is the dude that has had one too many shots, two too many beers.
They're probably been hogging up the bathroom for the past 20 minutes because they're too busy throwing up.
The drunk at the party is usually wearing sunglasses inside because the only people that wear sunglasses inside are either blind people or assholes.
You want to be somewhere in that perfect zone between like no inhibitions and just no coherence. You got to be somewhere in between.
I think I've done, I've been responsible, but I think I've done a lot of dumb shit at parties. Looking back at it now.
If it's one of my friends that's that girl or that guy at the party, one, I would like take care of them and then yell at them when I see them like, what the hell were you doing being so damn drunk?
Know your limit. But if you want to get really turned up, that's okay.
And also, if you're a good friend, record your drunk friends so that they know what they did the next morning, because it always makes for a good story.
Beer pong is the greatest thing that could ever happen to awkward guys that don't know how to dance.
Beer pong is fun for the first 2 minutes you're playing, and then it gets redundant, especially when you're like me and you always win.
I'm a champ at beer pong because everyone is wasted and their coordination's all off, but I am running the table.
I like to watch. I mean, it's really funny because people get so into it.
Personally, I crush it. I once won 15 straight games, and that's probably a world record. So if you want to play, talk to me.
I'm just like on point every time. Every time I'm the champion. I have like little medals and trophies and stuff.
When you're hitting every cup, you're like, yo, I'm not even gonna look right here. Splash!
I'll try and like line up my elbow to the cup, and like that's what the strategy that I think works best, and it doesn't.
The worst thing is probably when you're carrying your partner. I think that's kind of annoying.
Music makes a party.
I just hate when the DJ, you're in a groove, you're like, oh, okay, and then just messes it up. The beat's about to drop and he's like, no, you will not hear that beat drop.
There's gonna be somebody who's gonna take it and play their own just crappy music, but they have, the Bluetooth speakers, so.
Every time I'm at the party, I get the 90s jams going. No matter where I am, I'm like, where's Wannabe? Where's Destiny's Child? Like, I'm sorry.
The one song that I'll probably go crazy to, that I do go crazy to whenever I hear it in public, is Anything Really by Usher, because I'm just like a big fan. But if I Don't Mind comes on, I'm gonna be singing.
If I walk into a party and I hear it's going down for real, it's going down for real.
But I hear that one song next and it's like Waterfalls by TLC. I'm staying at that party, I'm enjoying it.
When you're drunk, everything sounds good.
The walk of shame is you in your hottest party outfit from the night before, but since it's the daytime, it is totally unacceptable.
Your hair's all over the place. Your boxers are just out. You don't know. You can't find that one shoe, so you walk out and you're like shoeless, and then you never get that shoe back ever.
They look kind of happy but kind of empty inside.
The walk of shame is when you wake up the next morning next to this drunken stranger, and you kind of do this thing where you're trying to sneak out of the room without waking up the drunken stranger, so you'll grab your shoes in one hand and regrets in the other.
Well, even from like day one, it's a whole different experience. I mean, your parents essentially, they take care of you for 18 years, and then you get to college and they're the fastest to leave that dorm the minute they drop you in there.
It's kind of like you're half out of the nest, but you're still kind of in the nest.
You come in the room, you're like, yo, smell a little musty in here. What's that smell, man? For the longest time, we really thought like this kid had hamsters like hiding.
I did have this one roommate who, I describe him with this one sentence. He was the only person I knew who smelled worse after a shower.
You're gonna get either one of two scenarios. You're either gonna end up with a cool person you can talk to, or you're gonna end up with like Dexter, and he's just got like dead people under his bed.
Dorming is a great experience. If you get someone you like, someone you're cool with, maybe your best friend, dorming's the best.
Or you can have like that type of roommate where he's kind of creepy and kind of sort of watches you and your girlfriend have sex. But like that's okay because he still might bring an Xbox.
If your room looks like your hamper threw out, I can't deal with that. It's just disgusting.
If they're not into science, I think they're nerds.
One of my roommates, we lived on the first floor, and he thought that it wasn't okay for us to have the windows open even when it was really hot and there was no air conditioning, because he thought that some hoodlums would try to steal our stuff.
Overall, just don't be a bitch. Like, be cool.
Friends can come in and out, but definitely don't stay too long. I hate when people linger, they just linger.
I think if your roommate has their pajamas on, their retainers in, I think that's the point where it's time for you to tell your guest to leave.
For sleepovers, though, it's different. I feel like you kind of have to let them know if there is somebody that is going to be staying over, so you can make other arrangements.
It sucks having a roommate in college because you can't do the deed when you really want, like right now.
College code, do not ever start hooking up with someone while your roommate's still in the room.
Under the covers is
I would be mortified.
I mean, it's all fine until they start doing it, right? That's pretty much the rule.
If you're trying to sleep in your bed and you hear a little rustling, little pigs in the barnyard doing that under the bed, it's kind of hard to sleep.
So if you're gonna do stuff in the room with the girl while I'm also in the room, keep it quiet and I'll be quiet.
I think there's an unspoken code between roommates that if there's a girl coming over, you kind of make room for them.
Shoot him the old text message like, yo dog, I'm bringing back my lady friend, if you wouldn't mind leaving the room for a tad.
It's been like 3 a.m. I've just gone to bed, but I'm still awake, and I hear them, dude and a girl, come in the room, and I make my presence known. I'm like, hey, what's up? How was the party? Making them know I'm awake. Dude comes over to me, says, dude, go back to bed.
I actually had a situation where I kind of walked in on one of my roommates having a sexual encounter. So like, I don't know what happened. I wasn't really aware that like they would be engaging in these activities. The girl that he was doing this with, like, she was an African queen, so she was a little bit on like the darker spectrum, and the room was dark, so I couldn't really see what was happening. So I walk in, all I see is like a floating white bra. So I don't know if there was like some like paranormal activity going on, like some horny exorcism or some shit. As long as I didn't get any ectoplasm in my eye, like, I would have been okay.
Some people just have mastered the art of sticking a key into a lock, where it's just like, you know, usually you would think you hear like in the movies, you hear some fumbling with the keys, you hear something. No, some people it's like, in, and you're like, oh shit, what?
Bro, I'm using your socks. Is that cool? Yeah, bro. Yo, bro, I'm using the Xbox. Is that cool? Yeah, bro, I got you. Yo, bro, I'm drinking all the juice left in the refrigerator. Is that cool? Shit, yeah, that's cool. Just do it.
If I'm trying to watch a sports game live and you're trying to watch reruns of the Kardashians, I'm taking precedent. That sports game is much more important than your stupid ass shit bullshit show.
I am not a snack sharer. I buy my snacks. I know exactly how long it's going to take me to eat them. I know what the plan is when I buy them. I don't have a lot of money. I'm in college.
If there's like 6 Capri Sun in my fridge, and I know that there's 6, I just put a new pack in there, and I come back and I see the pack's open and one's missing, I'm gonna call you out on it. Don't take my Capri Sun when I obviously want that Capri Sun. I have 6 Capri Suns, one for every day of the week. I'll figure out what I want to do on Sunday, but for those 6 days, I want my Capri Sun.
My roommate can never touch my chocolate.
Scientifically, our electrons repel, so the idea of touching something is kind of obscure because at the molecular level, we're not actually touching something. But getting close to my stuff, just let a brother know.
If I have leftover Chipotle in the refrigerator, don't take it, don't heat it up, then eat it and be like, oh my bad, I thought it was mine. Like I might have to hit you.
If you ask, I'll usually be okay with it, but if you take it without asking, I will come down on you with fury.
Shit, if I pay for dad, I need some reciprocity because I'm poor.
Never touch my snacks, never touch my drinks. I bought that for me, I didn't buy it for you. If you want to buy it, there's a shop right down the road, you can buy it yourself.
Dating is part of college, so if you're into that, get into that.
Dating in college is only for the right people.
Dating in college is like buying Taco Bell and then walking into a Chipotle that's all you can eat, and the Taco Bell just keeps nagging at you and doesn't stop talking to you. And the Chipotle has been doing squats religiously and is wearing yoga pants.
Most people in college know what the hell they're doing getting into a relationship.
I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, why do I have to have a girlfriend in college, man? There's so many girls.
You get jealous that all of your friends are having these funny drunk hookup stories and you're sitting there with like a ring on your finger.
You aren't aware of what you're missing when you're still in high school, so then when you get to college, you could be like, oh, I see.
Dating in college, that's great. If you find your lover, your soulmate, your wife, your husband, that's perfect, good for you.
I mean, I'm biased because I'm in a relationship and I found my boo in college. And he's pretty cool. He smells good.
I enjoy being in a relationship. I enjoy having that girl that can always go to. Like, you never strike out. You just hit home runs every day.
I've read a lot of books and movies and like Teen Nick and Disney Channel to really know what relationships are all about and know how that works. So clearly I'm an expert.
What I think though, people have trouble with is balancing their relationship with their significant other and with friends or just life in general. So
I think if it's distracting you from your schoolwork or if it's like preventing you from being a good friend, I think then there's like a line. I think long distance relationships are possible if you have an established trust.
Long distance relationships hardly ever work.
It really places emphasis on the other person and makes that person like a real priority in your life, and you have to really set aside time for that.
I think that long distance definitely has a lot more obstacles in its way than if you're a walk away.
Yeah, we're gonna be together forever. I love you, mwah. Like, we should just stick it out. Like, we can do this. We can't do this.
Let's see, the only reason why it wouldn't work would be if you're not loyal to your significant other, if you're, boo loving with somebody else.
A girl can't be like, oh, you're probably getting with other girls, and a dude can't be doing the same thing back. Like, there has to be trust.
Your side chick lets you do a lot of shit that like your main chick doesn't.
You know, if I see Beyonce at a party and she's looking at me with those eyes, like thirsty eyes, I'm gonna be like, I'm not wearing a ring, forget this. No, I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that.
Breaking up is hard to do.
The mature thing to do is take your experiences, let it sink in for a while, and then move on.
If a friend of mine broke up with a girlfriend or boyfriend, I would respond by bringing them a nice cold 40.
That dude is being a soapy little I'm gonna tell him, yo, that girl was not for you, homie.
If you have to have a breakup in college, the best thing is to wait till the summertime. That's what I had to do.
Give them some wine, watch Disney movies, and tell them it's gonna be okay.
When you're about to break up with someone, you take them to a dining hall date. That's actually a terminology.
Dining hall date, that's disgusting. No, it's not a date.
Take me to Cheesecake Factory, like none of that.
Applebee's, half-apps, play it off, ball out or something.
Your boys are bound to be watching you from across because they know you're in this dining hall date, so they're probably laughing their asses off watching you try to have some game.
I can't just say, hey, let's go to a dining hall date, and the girl's gonna be like, oh my God, yes, you're so cool, you're so hot, let's do it.
I think a dining hall date is fine if you're both on campus. It saves money, saves time, saves gas.
Girls do not want that. And I know what girls want. Girls want expensive things, man.
And that's it. You're the dining hall guy. You don't want to be that guy.
Dorm beds are the tiniest little sliver of a bed you will ever see.
It's like sleeping in a sardine box.
I can touch both ends every night. That's not okay.
Being in a dorm bed with your significant other is the greatest thing ever because it's prime cuddling time. Bro.
At first, it's so cute. You cuddle together, you're like, yes, this is great. We're gonna fall asleep cuddling next to each other. And you wake up 2 hours later and you're drenched in sweat.
But for the most part, it's just sweaty and you're like on top of each other and it's just like, I hate this. Like your elbow is like in my rib cage.
If I even want to stretch, you're just probably gonna elbow somebody in the head or just go like this.
Like Little House on the Prairie cuts they put you in for 50 grand a year. That's fun.
Don't have sex in a twin bed.
We learned how students feel about schoolwork,
I feel like college is way easier than high school.
how to party, what it's like to live in a dorm,
If your roommate has their pajamas on, their retainers in, I think that's the point where it's time for you to tell your guest to leave.
and how to handle a relationship.
Why do I have to have a girlfriend in college, man?
We'll see you next time. That was College Code.